Alright, you guys, I just want to go over some price targets going into Friday. So you have Powell speaking on Friday. My bias is to say that nothing is going to happen. And so no news is good news. But this is a news event, right? So different than trading just horizontal lines and support lines and Fibonacci's and all this stuff. What I'm doing is I'm trading a news catalyst, which is how traditional traders, options trading, where I learned, which is extremely volatile and risky, you have to trade based on news catalysts, which can happen every day. They happen during earnings, and people with crypto are wildly naive when it comes to what's really going on, what moves the SPY, and what a news catalyst is and how to trade it. So assuming that there is neutral and or even some moderately bad news, what I'm looking for over the weekend with Bitcoin and early into next week is that there's some kind of a move over the next probably 24, 48 hours, something like this. Now on the news catalyst, what I'm looking for is on the SPY, if it is neutral and or not dire, then the SPY is going to retest 230, okay, which would move Bitcoin like this, okay, to the pivot line. Now this is where you have to understand volume and a little bit more of the technical side of trading. If you're having a liquidation style pump, something like this, or if you see a candle that's suddenly up 3% in 15 minutes, that's a liquidation move. If you see steady buying, something like you would see in here, over a period of time, that's setting up a new support, okay? And so that's kind of what you're looking for here. Are you going to see the candle that just suddenly bumps up and then sells off? Or are you going to see where we start to build over the weekend? This is core concept here, right? So after this meeting, let's say that there's neutral or no dire news, right? And Bitcoin over the next day or two kind of trades up here, okay? And what you're watching for on Friday morning, so to trade a news catalyst, different than just paying attention to lines, you have to be aware and kind of keep up. I listen to this stuff, right? So I'll be listening to that meeting and then watching how the SPY reacts. That's really how you trade. Maybe I'll do that sometime, like real time. But so what you would be looking for, if you can't do that, what you'd be looking for on Friday is, are we starting to see first a move above this green line, and then are you starting to see a consolidation here? If you are, then your next resistance, your heavy resistance, is going to be the pivot. That's what a pivot means. If it gets above and trades above the pivot like it did here, you see how it consolidated, and then we had a couple days, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. You notice that? And then you got the big short, right? And so I'm looking for this scenario to repeat itself. And so first thing is to pay attention to the volume, right? If you see a big volume spike, or it is looking weak, or which I'll probably provide some information on this, but there's ways to tell, and you got to get, you have to understand the kind of news catalyst, and is it going to have a continuation? That's what you're really looking for. If you think that this is just a move to liquidate shorts, okay, which would be bearish, then the pivot, this is where you would short, okay, around 24,000. That's bearish. That's pretty bearish idea. If you start to get consolidation around the short ETF box, then expect a double tap of the next big short line. When that trades, there's two ways it can go. So when you're trying to enter a leverage trade, it's active trading. It's not buy and hold, it's active. And so there's two ways that can go for you, right? That's why I have these other horizontal lines. So the exchange, if we're getting consolidation here and it's feeling bearish, then this might be your top, right? This might be too complex for this topic, but if you're at this pivot and it's feeling like a weak rally, which it very well may be, I could show you why I think that, then this might be the actual next big short line, right? So if it's feeling weak, then you might actually, this might be your next big short right in there, okay? But you have to watch. That's part of trading. You have to be informed and pay attention. So this could end up being the next big short. Personally, I don't think so, but I don't know. No one knows. So you gotta, no one knows. So that's one scenario. Okay, this is like, we'll call this, this is kind of the mid-bearish, mid-bullish, undecided market in here. Okay. If you get a continuation, and let's say Monday, Tuesday, so over the weekend, Bitcoin continues to trade above the pivot, Saturday, Sunday, like this. Watch for this move, Saturday, Sunday, and then maybe you get some of these. But then you watch futures on Sunday night. And let's say futures are neutral and or green. It's likely Monday, Tuesday, you're going to get this move to this line. Okay. Now at that point, I would enter the next big short, but I would also be watching market conditions. So I'm going to take an extra minute here for the two people that watch this. All right. Let's go over here. I'm going to show you how and what is going on with the SPY and why I have some of the ideas that I have. So this is going a little deep, but maybe you'll learn something. So this is a daily, right? This is your high. This is the market highs, okay? Now I want you to notice how you have 1, 2, 3, it drops off, right? You see this area here. But then what do you have? You have a little bit of a bounce. This is why I didn't go heavy on my first short. I'd rather short once I have a confirmation or leveraged bigger play here. Nice little scalp plays. These are all depending on your skill range. But I want to show you. So we have this M bounce, right? So this is what we're looking to play here, okay? You can see the SPY had its first move up, topped out at 431. Now in this week, based on some news, we had the gap down on Sunday, and here you are today. You're on low volume as well. Why? Because everybody's afraid. So everybody's kind of doing what I'm doing, the wait and see status, right? So what you're looking for on the SPY on Friday, this is what to watch for. Do you just see a move like this? If you can just get a move up to 420, 424, let's take the little ruler out and see. Yeah. So 421, if you're at 421 close on Friday, that's looking bullish, right? That's leading into the weekend. People with trading, they want to get out, right? The institutions with all of the money, if there's possible world events, you have to think like they think. there's things that could hit the fan over the weekend with, you know, Ukraine or China or who knows what. What they want to do is they want to, they call it it's like the rug pull in the last 10 minutes. So you can watch the last 10 minutes on a Friday and see. But after this meeting, if you see a move on Friday, you'll see it right away. As soon as he talks, you'll see. And if you see a close on Friday around that 421, that's bullish for this little continuation, and that's why you're waiting to short, because then the market Monday, Tuesday continuation pattern taps this line again, and that's when you hit this line. That's why you got the alert. That's what the bell means. At that point, that's, for me, that's what I believe the top is. And then I think we see the complete retracement through September, and then coming into the third week in September, we have another rate hike potentially, which will cause volatility, and you can see the market just kind of trade sideways. And then I believe by October, that's where the wheels really fall off the bus, and at that point, that's where you see this capitulation style move, and I've got plenty of explanation as to why I think that's going to happen. And so in the grand scheme of things, in case you're not picking up what I'm putting down, going back to June, you had the low, higher low, ascending wedge, breakout, retest, double top, moving into third week in September, this is where your data comes out, okay? And if we're somewhere here, this is perfect for the exchanges. This is perfect for, this is what they want to see. They want to see this trading take place here, volume come in, and then around the third week in September, when that data comes out, that's when you're going to see the selling come back in, because people are going to want to get chips off the table. They want to close out their positions because you don't know what's going to happen. Now, if this is bearish and the market starts to break down in late September, okay, you're not going to see it. It's not just going to be, you know, it's not going to be Armageddon, but it could just do one of these, and you're going to start testing this area again coming into the end of October, and that's why we're doing the ETF position. And what happens is the earnings reports for all these companies, and I don't know, I think you're picking up what I'm putting down. Those earnings reports, if they are not good, then this target line here, this lower low, suddenly the market breaks the lower low, and now you're here. Now you're in the free fall, and what you traded, and why I'm talking about opportunity, is what you traded and what you ended up shorting based on this these targets, is what you shorted was the bear market rally in the recession of 2022-2023, and Bitcoin has never traded in that area. Okay, so then when you zoom out, the way that market trades, one, it's never been tested by Bitcoin, but it moves sideways. Once it breaks here, you're at a lower low, and then the market gets trapped for a period of time. And look at these dates I have here, right? Because I already mapped this out before. So that's August of 2023. So Bitcoin can be trapped. All these altcoins can be trapped with the SPY trading and trapped. That's what a recession could look like for a period of time. Not saying that's going to happen, because it can be a lot quicker. So don't get me wrong. It could just dip down. The Fed pivots, and pivot just means the Fed decides to cut rates, and the market starts to rally again, and you get a quicker recovery. But nonetheless, you still might get trapped, right? It's not just going to be a straight shot up, and so that's what we're trading, is this longer term until you enter back up to this zone. And if you come back into that zone, 2023, and you start to break higher going into 2024, that's a bull market. You're coming back into a bull market. There's a lot of information maybe, but that's as simple as I can keep it, and why news catalysts are important, and what the outlook for the SPY looks like leading up and all the way to next year. Actually, not saying it's going to happen, but this is historic. It's historical and statistical. It's not exaggerated or anything. You can go look this stuff up yourself. So that's why you're shorting this bear market rally. None of you guys have ever done this. No one's ever done what I'm talking about, because you've never had this opportunity. In all of crypto trading, in all the time that everybody's been talking, no one in crypto has ever had the opportunity to use a 3x ETF on KuCoin to short a bear market rally. And whenever you're the first to do something, that's what they call first to enter, in basic business. That's your greatest opportunities, guys. So I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. All right, peace.